Hey, what's going on, everyone? How you guys doing? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is Stranger Days. And I love weird news. No matter what I do on the internet, no matter how I cover things on YouTube, one of the things that drives me home always is weird news. Because politics, everyone covers politics. Everyone talks about politics. Everyone always can go down that path. But when you get into the weirder stories, I think it just kind of shows us this odd slice of life. And this one is, oh my God, funny. And this is true, apparently. A man requests trial by combat with Japanese swords in battle against ex-wife, but asks the judge for 12 weeks lead-in time so he can forge or source the metal. This is a real story. This is not fake. This is even in the United States, which is just wild and goes to show you why you probably should never actually get married. I just want to put that out there. All right, a man locked in a court battle with his former wife requested trial by combat with Japanese swords to solve the dispute. David Ostrom, 40, from Paola, Kansas, says he would give his ex-wife Bridgette Ostrom the choice of an attorney or a stand-in fighter to battle him. So he will give her the choice of finding and providing a champion. Why? Now, he argued in court that dueling had never been explicitly banned or restricted in the United States. And he pointed out to the Iowa District Court in Shelby County that the method had been used as recently as 1818 in British court. That's right, when you're 202 years past the most recent usage of dueling. It just feels like it's still a commonly used thing. Or 200 years. 2 centuries. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. This guy apparently is really trying to argue one hell of an angle here. Now it goes on to say that Ostrom told the Des Moines Register that his inspiration came from a 2016 case in which New York Supreme Court Justice Philip Minardo admitted that duels had not been abolished. In the documents, Ostrom expressed the desire to meet his ex-wife and her attorney on the field of battle. Well, he will rend their souls from their corporeal bodies. he will rend their souls from their corporeal bodies. That is some old-timey language. That is the kind of language used 202 years ago. Now, he added that his wife had destroyed him legally. So you can kind of see why this guy is as angry as he is. We talk about this sort of thing, and to kind of get serious for a second, when you listen to, like, let's say the men's rights movement, when they talk about something like this, what they're referring to is like just how family court is terrible, divorce court is terrible when aimed at men, and this is true. There needs to be a lot of reform in those marketplaces, in those industries. So this guy was pushed to what he believes to be the end. So he wants to either die by combat or end this legal dispute via a duel with his ex-wife or a champion of her choice. That's crazy. He asked the Iowa District Court to give him 12 weeks lead time to allow him to source or forge katana or wikizashi. I mean, the guy, like this guy, I'm not going to lie. I mean, well, there is probably a lot that could be discussed in regards to the type of situation he finds himself in and what brought him to this point. I would also argue that asking the court to allow him 3 months to source metal and to forge a katana is quite fascinating. It's very fascinating. Now, his former wife's attorney has filed a resistance to the request, pointing out that Mr. Ostrom had spelled corporeal incorrectly, and adding, although Ostrom and potential combatant do have souls to be rendered, they respectfully request that the court does not order this done. And you have to love that in a situation like this, when you see, like, when they try to argue it, but they have to argue it from the legal standpoint, so they use like the bigger words, like, oh, like, no, he spelled this incorrectly, clearly he doesn't know what he's doing, Hopefully the court doesn't side with him. And this is one of those moments where call me crazy. Call me crazy. And this, I'm just joking when I say this, but I almost feel like the judge should treat this like a game of D&D where he's the dungeon master and he's like, all right, roll. If you get, what do you need in order to be able to make this work? I would say, a straight 20. If the guy rolls a 20, trial by combat. But ultimately, realistically speaking, no, the court of law should not be handled like a game of Dungeons and Dragons. Now, Hudson did argue that the duel could only end in one or both parties dying, which would be disproportionate to custody and property tax issues. He asked the court to order Ostrom to undergo psychological treatment. Ostrom, in response, admitted to the spelling mistake but denied any mental health issues. The Iowa District Court has yet to rule on either party's motion. So this guy, this dude, legitimately wants this to be a thing. And I think there's going to be a very interesting subsect of the internet that's going to be like, applauding this, make it a reality, do it, make it a thing, because, but yeah, they, look, I don't want this to happen. Obviously, I don't want them to fight each other. But I do think it does bring a lot of questions to divorce court. This is clearly about property and custody. And that's what's pushed him to the edge to want to either die or to remove them from being a problem. And do I think that this guy should seek out some kind of mental help? Yeah. Oh yeah, I do 100%. 100%. I think this guy should definitely go and 100% try to get some help. There's really no way around it. I mean, you have to at this point. But I do leave it to you guys, your thoughts and your opinions on this one. What would you do if you were in this situation? Would you want to fight? Do you think this is a good idea, a bad idea? No, really, I am legitimately curious. I will talk to you guys later. Have yourself a great day and peace out.